Okay, so this model may or may not look familiar to you. It's a project that I've been working on for like 4 or 5 months by now. Now, this is not its final form. However, I wanted to get some input from you guys before I dump any more time and money into this so that I can know if it's even worth trying to get it to that final form. And what I mean by that is that there are some issues with this design that I just would not be able to fix. Specifically, there are 3 of them, and I'm just wondering if those issues are small enough to you guys that you'd still be interested in rubricable instructions, or if some of the problems here would just be a total turnoff for you. There are some issues with it right now that I absolutely can and will fix, like I want to fill out the greebling a little bit more, and I want to make the engines on this match the new Acclamator a little bit better, and just a couple of other things. But as far as the unfixable things go, one of the worst offenders, at least in terms of aesthetics, is absolutely this engine section back here. It just looks a little bit chunky, and there's a good reason for that, but it's really off-putting when you see it from dead on in the back, and maybe some new engines would help fix that a little bit, but I'm not sure. The reason why I had to go with that design is just because if I wanted to get the striping correct, the correct number of stripes and the right thickness, then there was no way to do that with tiling or anything. I had to do a snot technique where this is just all brick built right here, the stripes. I really, really wish that I could make it thinner, but when I had to go brick built to get the striping accurate, then it just ended up making it a little bit chunky. And personally, I think that the stripes are a little bit more important than the back, just because you see the stripes from a lot more angles than that dead-on angle on the back there. But it is definitely an issue that I have with it. Another issue that I've got with it is just in terms of a stand. So because of the way that this is built, to get the sloping correct and everything, there is not really going to be a good way to attach a stand to it. Like, you can get it to sit on there just fine, and it does lean forward a little bit. I do plan on building up around the hangar bay just a little bit so that the stand doesn't shift around very much, but you will not be able to pick up the Venator with the stand. It's just not going to be able to lock into it or anything. And then the final and maybe the worst issue with it is just the building process. Like, getting the sloping and everything correct for this was just the biggest headache ever. And if you ever do build this version, you will definitely feel my pain when it comes time to put it together, because each individual part, like I've got 4 major parts outlined here. Each of these is easy enough to build on its own, but attaching all 4 of them together is just so hard, and I don't know how I could possibly represent that on instructions. So if this does make it onto rubricable, what I'll probably have to do is just put a unlisted video in the rubricable description, where it'll take you to my channel, and it'll be just an unlisted video where I say hey, this is the most effective way to put it together, because there are a lot of kind of weird attachment points, and not weird, but just it's not super pleasant to try and put them together. It takes a couple of times, and it's a little bit difficult, but once you do get them together, it's not too bad. I didn't actually put it together here. I just kind of set them on top of each other because it is very much a two-hand job. But let me know if that's something that you would be okay with, if you buy the instructions and then you have to watch an extra little video to go along with it to get it together once you have the 4 main parts to it built. And also those other 2 things. Let me know if any of these are deal breakers for you, or if after seeing me handle out the whole video, you would still be interested in this, if it still piques your interest. Just let me know. I'll be interested to hear what you guys have to say. Thanks for watching this one. I know that this one was a little bit more rambly than usual, but I just really want to either get this finished or be able to leave it behind in the dust and say, No, I'm gonna focus on some other projects right now. Thanks again, you guys are the best. If you haven't seen my other mocks like the Munificent or the Recusant, you can check those out on the end screen now if you're interested. Thanks again. See y'all later.